native, played with the full Sac Republic team in 2023, so hasn't scored yet, but, only second game of the season.
And we have kickoff.
And then, looking for the Bears, we called their last game against Denver. Tough one. They lose that one 2-1. But as we knew, starting off the action early. Don't even giving us a second to catch our breath.
Well, that's the fastest yellow card I've ever seen in my life. 22 seconds or so.
I think that might be. Issued. And starting off the game with a free kick.
That might be a record. I wonder if there's a Guinness Book of World Records, fastest yellow card in a match.
A yellow card has been shown to Sacramento State's number 22, Justin Faison.
Number 22, Justin Faison, a defender there from Huntington Beach, California, just earned a yellow card. 22 seconds in. Golden Bears have an opportunity on the left flank to whip the ball in. It's a good-looking cross. Dangerous effort. Ball just loose the upright. Number of Cal Bears trying to get their heads on the back of that one. Looked like it may have skimmed off the head of Santiago Hopkins and went out into touch.
Not a bad way to start off the half, I'd say. Your first couple touches on the ball or just a dangerous ball whipped into the back post. That only was just a deceiving couple feet outside that right post. And Cal's got great height, especially in the set-piece game with they bring up Carmichael from the back, and then the whole front line really is pretty tall for the Bears. So,
yep, Eric Duncan. Yeah, he's starting today. 6'4". They're from Decatur, Georgia.
Some good height right there.
Yeah,
that's the kind of person you definitely want to have in on almost every set piece if you can.
Absolutely.
But so far, it's been the freshman show for the Bears in their opener. Goal scored by freshman Bo Morrison, defender, in his first start for the Bears, and assisted by freshman midfielder Malcolm Zaletti. So always impressive to see freshmen really taking advantage of fresh opportunity and making the most of it. Good addition to the Bears so far.
Referee has been in a good bit of action thus far. Yellow card issued early, and he showed his athletic ability by getting out of the way of that ball and doing his best Simone Biles-looking jump into the air. That was good. Good athleticism there. Hope he stretched. Hope he didn't. That was pretty acrobatic.
I guess that's what they stretch for.
Absolutely.
I always wondered that. It's for things exactly like that. Not quite as graceful as Simone, I'd say.
Mota playing the ball into the box there. Crowd and the bench of Cal asking questions of whether that was maybe perhaps a penalty. Referee would have nothing to do with it. And it is called a corner. Beautiful day here. Wonderful, wonderful weather. About 77 degrees or so. It cannot get any more pretty, any more beautiful here in Berkeley, California. If you don't know, the Golden Bears are wearing the white uniforms today. Their colors are blue and yellow typically, but today they have on the white jerseys. And the Sacramento State Hornets have on the green jerseys. Ball's played inside of the box there. Sac State giving chase. Ball's brought down by Mota. Played only as far as the Sacramento State defender, who has now turned defense into attack.
Our first glimpse there of Ethan Kelly, the freshman phenom forward. That one ran out on him, but we'll be seeing more from him, I'm sure.
And good work there from Faison, number 22,
yeah.
the right back. Always good to see your right backs and your fullbacks getting forward, feeling comfortable on the ball to turn defense into attack. He did that ably there, though the end product wasn't what they wanted.
Bears are looking to try a little bit of that out themselves, getting Hopkins forward.
Guzman to Mota. Mota plays it just a little wide into touch for a Sac State throw. Just trying to find Brendan Bow there, midfielder, sophomore, Los Angeles Galaxy Academy product, but wasn't able to find him on that one. Some good sportsmanship there. Typically, your center back and your strikers are going to be, in each other's space, probably in an aggressive fashion. But early on in the match, they're helping each other up. It's just okay,
You love to see a little sportsmanship.
Oh, sportsmanship.
Something. Oh, Bears are knocking on the door here. Not a bad little. I like the idea on that one there.
Ran out of real estate just slightly, but
just a little bit.
It was a promising effort.
Nice little attempt to get in the back line. It's been action-packed so far. We expect nothing less.
Your starting lineup for Sacramento State: in goal, Mac Leonard. Number 4, Brian Gutierrez. A defender. And number 5, Jared Wilcott. Number 6, Ali Sensica. Number 8, Axel Rodriguez, midfielder. Number 10, Hassan Asakati. Number 11, Sean Batistessa, a defender, midfielder. Number 17, Ethan Kelly, forward. Number 20, Vincent Padilla, midfielder, freshman. Number 22, Justin Faison, a defender, Huntington Beach, California. Number 24, Angad Singh, defender. Sac State are coached by Coach Michael Lenenberger. He's actually in his 35th year, Keely.
Isn't that impressive? Wow. He must know this place. I mean, that place as in Sac State so incredibly well after 35 years. It's got to be a second home to you. Shows his dedication, obviously.
Yep. And I had the privilege of having a conversation with Coach before the match, and he was very warm. We had a really good time. He in fact, he called it the beautiful game football, which is always, I always enjoy that. We call it soccer as well, but when a person says football, it suggests they understand the world game. And he talked about the fact that they're a different team. Sac State are a different team this year. Keely, you alluded to this. That they actually graduated 13 seniors last year. Yeah. So they're really still trying to figure out, what they have, right? And he mentioned how preseason is very short, but they're trying to find their way a little bit as relates to, how they're going to execute with this new group of players this year.
Yeah, the preseason in a lot of ways is short, which makes it hard for a team like Sac State who's bringing in 14 new players. And that's both freshmen and transfers.
That was a good-looking shot, Keely.
That was, yeah.
More technique over power. The player there used the pace of the ball, kept his knee over it, and tried to stroke that one, curling just slightly. That was Axel Ramirez. Didn't trouble the goalkeeper too much, but you could tell that the keeper, Marco, was trying to ensure that he got behind that one.
Oh, what a great ball there. Cal's not quite able to make anything out of it, but the ball there from Guzman is just the way that's flighted in on the run. He hits that in Zalayet. I mean, there's some good things building. You see some unique talent coming out on the Cal side. I do think they look a little more comfortable than when we watched them play against Denver, which, first game nerves. Obviously, Denver being a top 25 team, that plays into it as well.
Yep, that was. There was definitely a difference. There's definitely a difference in the first few minutes here. It's that second game, you probably have gotten some of the jitters out.
Yeah, you just have your feet under you more, I think. And once you get the first game out of the way, everything truly seems a little easier, I think. And the Bears are going to need to get comfortable quick because, like you mentioned, Dr. Ty, this preseason is so short. On September 6th, which is not too far away, they're going to open ACC play at NC State. Should be a tough match there on the road, too, and their first ACC matchup. Only 4 preseason games before that. This is the second of 4. They'll go on the road after this. But 4 games that's 2 weekends. That goes by in a blink.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, Cal has moved to the ACC conference. And it's really the beginning of an exciting new era of athletics for Cal Athletics. And here you had the ball
Good
won
takeaway.
in the midfield there by Guzman, who's playing the ball out wide nicely there to Jack Bowers, who's cut inside and looking to curl. Well, side deflected.
Oh.
And there is an effort there at the back post. Looked like it actually may have come off of his shoulder, Keely.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that because if for those who are soccer enthusiasts and soccer fans like me, you may have watched the Premiership this morning. There was actually some controversy at the end of the game of Newcastle, and there was a goal that was disallowed because it was deemed to have come off the shoulder of the attacker. But so folks you had some questions about that, Keely. So we don't have VAR here to be able to determine. In fact, VAR was the one that determined that it wasn't a goal, and so there was great frustration from some as relates to that decision. But anyway, that was a good effort there from the Golden Bears. Keely, during my conversation with Coach Lindenberger, we also talked about our teams, and he mentioned he's actually a Bayern Munich fan. I asked him if he had a Premiership team. He said no. He said he likes, the Liverpools, the Chelseas, the clubs, bigger clubs there. But he is a Bayern fan. Doesn't have a favorite Premiership team.
Okay, yeah. Everyone's got their niche soccer, and I feel like that's the great thing is there is so many leagues. You could find something that fits any style, time zone. I mean, there's just so many options.
Yeah. And for those who don't know, we'll come back to it after this action. Great tackle there. Saving tackle there by Brian Gutierrez, defender there for Sac State, coming across, sliding, clearing any danger there on that attack. Ball is sprayed beautifully to Santiago Hopkins, who brings it down ably and looks to ignite an attack before passing it back to Carmichael, who sprays it back out wide to Mota. Said his name once or twice, Faison. At least said it once, but he's done one or two other things, Justin Faison, to suggest to me, Keely, early on, that he may be one of the players that you want to watch in this match. He's looking to defend well, but I've also seen him get forward, and he's looking good thus far.
Yeah, for Sac State, it's an interesting opportunity for them, and I think a positive one that they had a little bit of a tougher season last year. Didn't finish quite where I'm sure they wanted to. Came in at the bottom of the Big West. But the exciting thing for them is this is a brand new team. And while some people might look at that and say, oh, you lose 13 seniors, the lack of leadership, but it's a brand new opportunity with a almost whole set of whole new players. And if you have that season that's a little disappointing, I actually like the idea better of just having a fresh start, seeing what you can create, utilizing the transfer portal. I mean, the portal has been a game changer for so many sports. Carmichael just so clean in that back line for the Bears.
Carmichael comes across to clean things up there for the Golden Bears. I mentioned that Coach Michael Lindenberger does not have a Premiership team, but as we go through the lineups for the Golden Bears, they're led by Coach Leonard Griffin, and he definitely has a Premiership team. His team is my team's, one of my team's rivals. He's a big Manchester United fan.
It's a miracle you guys are still able to be such good acquaintances.
Keely, this looks good for Sacramento State. This is promising. Carmichael clearing, but not too, only as far as Faison.
To hold down the back line here.
Faison, who I've mentioned multiple times already, in the action. Ball's whipped over. Collected cleanly by Marco Broger, our goalkeeper, who's wearing number 1, 6'4" junior. Mentioned this name already a number of times. Kevin Carmichael, number 2, a defender, a senior. Number 3 is being worn by Giancarlo Mota. We've mentioned this name already as well, a defender, 5'5" sophomore from Castro Valley, California. Number 5 is being worn by Gaku Nishimura, midfielder, 5'8" junior. Jack Bowers is wearing number 6, midfielder, 5'8". Kieran Bracken-Serra is wearing number 11, midfielder, freshman. Number 12 is being worn by Eric Duncan at forward, 6'4" senior from Decatur, Georgia. Adrian Guzman is wearing number 15, midfielder. And number 18, Brendan Bow, midfielder, 5'9", sophomore. Malcolm Zalazet, number 27, forward, midfielder. Number 29, Santiago Hopkins, defender, 6 foot, senior. And Bo Morrison, defender, 6'1", forward. We're in number 33.
A little bit of a new lineup for the Bears today than we saw in their last outing against Denver. Some fresh faces, or at least new faces to the starting lineup. Still a couple freshmen holding on to spots in that starting 11.
Ball's made its way nicely through for Sac State into the defensive third of the Golden Bears. Sac State growing into this match, moving the ball from the right to the left. Beautiful, beautiful sunshine. Really small, short shadows at this point. Keely was still sort of almost at early, midway through the day-ish, and this is just a perfect-looking pitch. And if you're Sac State, that's a perfect location for a set piece. Ball maybe just under maybe 30 yards or so out, and if I'm standing on that pitch, Keely, I want to get my best Trent Alexander-Arnold routine.
Yeah.
You hear a little bias in my references to free kick special. I guess I should spread it around. Maybe my best, what's that, Cristiano Ronaldo routine? How about that?
Yeah, this location and the central location of free kick is, I feel like such a nice opportunity that you don't always see. Let's see what they got going here. They have someone standing, they had a Sac State player standing actually in front of the ball originally.
Yeah, Ramirez was standing over it.
Yeah, I thought that might be
away.
A little trick play or something, but he's now made a move.
For those who just may have seen the referee spray something on the ground, that's to signal how far away the wall can be, about 10 yards. This ball looks dangerously whipped in from our angle. The technique looked good. The accuracy wasn't quite what it needed to be, but at the very least, that's a warning shot to suggest to the Golden Bears that they need not give away free kicks in that region.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of new players on this Sac State team and a lot of freshmen. And the thing about having young and new players is there's not that much film on them. Makes them especially dangerous in some ways that you don't know what you're getting, especially when it comes to things like free kicks.
Ball played by Guzman into Mota. Mota is motoring and squaring.
I think that's got to be his new reference second reference every time. Moto's motoring.
You like that?
I like that a lot. I like to think he would like it as well.
All right. Well, we'll call that a bar that we'll make sure
we'll make sure he's bringing it back around.
Bring that around. That was fresh off the dome, Keels. Ooh, look at that tackle. Physical match. Now, physical tussle there. They're not helping each other up. I think this is now, we're into it. What do you say?
Oh, most definitely. Ref said play on, though. Signal to keep the game going. You always see the hands go up, and then you look to the ref, you see him, everyone puts the hands down, starts running again.
Yeah. It sort of does remind me of my schoolboy days when the referee, referee, aka teacher, gives you a talking to, or you're trying to just walk the edges, right, of what's possible. And what's possible here is an attack for the Golden Bears.
Nice little diving header to clear that out for the Sac State back line.
Duncan using some fancy footwork, creating space that could lead to a shot. That is a shot there by Brendan Bow.
His first start of the season.
Wasn't as powerful as he probably had hoped, but a shot nevertheless.
Yep, the sophomore midfielder out of Los Angeles. Played for Galaxy Academy, making his first start for the Bears this 2024 season.
Carmichael plays the ball into Gaku Nashimura. I noticed him the last game, Keely. He wants and enjoys getting the ball, and you just see the subtle look of his shoulder before the ball comes. That's the sign of a good six. That's the sign of a good central midfielder. Have eyes behind the back of your head where you can have your head on a swivel, and before the ball comes, you already know what's proximate to you. And what's proximate now to the Golden Bears attack is Eric Duncan seeking to get on the end of a cross that didn't quite make it to him.
Seeing continued effort from the Bears, get the ball out wide and whip balls in, just that dangerous ball kind of in between the keeper and the back line. So tough to defend. And they did score off a cross last game, their lone goal against Denver, so no doubt they'll look to recreate more opportunities like that today.
Bow.
Been some
Guzman.
close one. There's been some opportunities. Moed out here on this left flank, gotten some good balls in.
This is a good looking cross to Duncan, who lays it off. He's trying to square. Could be opportunity. They're shooting. Well saved by the goalkeeper there. Guzman running, shooting with his right. He seems to favor his left, but he was able to get that one on frame. Didn't quite trouble the goalkeeper as much as Guzman would have liked, but good interplay there between the strikers and the midfielders for Duncan to lay that one off for that opportunity.
Yeah, good decision to lay that ball off there, not try to shoot it with your kind of backside to goal. Always a tough shot. Like the decision to lay off, and I think that's a solid opportunity for the Bears.
Hopkins.
I feel like we've seen a little bit more today from Guzman too. Definitely been more active since then against Denver. I'd like seeing him get on the ball, get in the box more from that midfield area. The Bears are going to need that this season in ACC play. These teams, ACC men's soccer is so talented and very athletic, so you're going to need your players that can work on both sides of the ball in order to excel in that conference. And so this is the time to build on that and really see who can give them that.
Cal's second corner of the match. Ball's whipped in. Out for another corner.
Corner kick, Cal.
We're
Shout
inside
out
of the
Cal staff grabbing these balls for us. No ball boys today. We maybe had to put an ad out here on the broadcast. If your team wants to be ball boys or ball girls for a Cal Athletics event, maybe we can connect you with the right people.
corner whipped in. That's a good cross. Good header. Even better save.
What
really
a
good
save.
header.
Yeah.
Corner kick, Cal.
Reflex save there. Rising off his feet, Max Learned. Punching the ball over the box, over the bar with his right hand, saving what would have been a goal had he not done so.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to talk about him earlier, but rightfully so that he leads the Big West in saves per game, and that showed it right there.
Third corner in a row, but this time now there's a fourth corner that's going to move to the other side. That in-swinging left-footed corner causing the Sacramento State defense a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see a corner from the right, a right-footed corner here taken by the Golden Bears.
Saw a little bit of action for Leonard there, and as I was kind of mentioning, despite the tough season that Sac State had last year, he actually spent 6 consecutive weeks atop the NCAA leaderboards in total saves. So his shot stopping ability, definitely one of his top strengths for sure, and he's showcased what he can do. And being in the position that Sac State is, coming off last season, they definitely are happy to have him returning for a 5th year.
Yeah, Coach Lindenberger shared similarly in my time with him before the match. He described his goalkeeper as having an unbelievable year last year. Now, I would say...
I'd say so.
Yeah, and when you also have a lot of shots to save, that could also be a reflection of, just sometimes you're under a lot of pressure as a team, right? Your defense requires you to cover a bit more, right?
Yeah.
But it also could just be a combination of that and the reality that he is a really good goalkeeper, Keely, and every team needs a really good goalkeeper, and he is one of them.
I think his coach spoke correctly. He was number 3 nationally with 88 saves and number 7 in saves per game with 5.5, and led the Big West in not just overall saves, but also saves per game and save percentage. I noticed he was not named Big West Goalkeeper of the Year, though. So I guess it's going to take a little more than that, which is shocking because that's pretty good numbers. So I think he's probably just hoping to get his back line to back him up a little so he can maybe nab that title this year. Came back for the 5th year to make it happen. So
yeah, I think we talked in a previous broadcast about you and I not being goalkeepers, but I can imagine if for goalkeepers they probably would prefer not to have as much action, right? You want to be in the match. Yes. But right now, this is an opportunity. What a shot! Not to be undone, Marco Broger says, I'm a great goalkeeper as well, rising high to his left and pushing that one acrobatically over the bar. Wonderful save.
Just a casual one-hander over the bar midair. Yeah, he did not. He heard us up here in the booth, and he did not want to be outdone. He said, don't forget about me back here. But, I mean, what a strike there. Kind of off a little half volley. And that's Kelly again. I talked about him earlier, and I was excited to see because getting called up to, you know, the first team for any MLS team is, any USL team, I mean, is quite an accomplishment at his young age. So I knew he had something up his sleeve for us. So that was maybe just a little taste of it. Oh, dangerous ball through the box there. Still another chance.
This is danger.
I think that'll be another corner, it's looking like.
Balls can go anywhere once they get knocked in that area. In fact, the goal that Cal gave up, the second goal that Cal gave up on Thursday against the University of Denver, was shot from a similar angle, similar area of the field. It was hit hard and low and deflected maybe once or twice. Definitely once, maybe twice before going in. And so I'm thinking the Golden Bears have probably worked on that and want to ensure that it doesn't happen again. Corner for Sac State. This is danger. This is trouble. Speaking of last game, Cal gave up their first goal off of a corner that was whipped in similarly to the near post. They did better this time, not allowing a goal, but again, an area that I think if the Sac State team watched the film, I'm sure that they did, they will be looking to exploit, similar to what the University of Denver did in their opening goal on Thursday.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part, is when you give up a set-piece goal, you know the next team you're playing is going to hit you so hard with set pieces. You know they spend at least a day at practice working on set pieces, and they're going to try super hard to get as many as they can and throw all this stuff at you. And you're already recovering from the last goal you gave up, and now you just get tested double-fold. It's the curse of the set piece. You love them for your team, hate them for the other team.
Good work. This is trouble if you're the Golden Bears. Ball was lofted over just beyond his striking teammate.
What a save by
Faison.
Carmichael there.
Carmichael
just taking that one to
body.
the hip. You know that one hurt a little bit. That came in with some heat.
Duncan.
Distance strike.
Duncan seeking to turn defense into offense and lofts the ball over the defense of Sac State, but was not able to find his teammate, number 27, Malcolm Zelazit, who's leading the attack today, playing the 9. The 9 is not his number. The 9 is his forward position, for those who are less familiar with the number system in soccer. Zelazit trying to use some fancy footwork, but was denied by number 10, Hassan Alasaki, whom Keeley, Coach Michael Lendenberger, noted as someone to watch in this match. Number 10, as we talked about in the previous match, Keeley is usually worn by a player who knows that he has the juice.
That is true. We did talk about that. The transfer from Cal Poly, so a little bit of experience under his belt elsewhere in the conference. Very familiar with the Big West, though. Great depth to always add someone from one of your opponents, no doubt.
Attention to key players in this match, which is delicately poised. We're in the 29th minute. If you joined us after the start of our broadcast, you're listening to the Voice of Cal Soccer. I'm Dr. Ty Douglas. I'm here with Keely Roy, and you're tuned in to this match between the California Golden Bears in white and the Sacramento State Hornets in green. The score is 0-0. But there's been some action that would suggest that that score may not be the final score.
No, I think both teams had some good opportunities. Easily could have and still can put one in the back of the net. Kind of seeing a first look at the new 2024 Sac State attack, as well as a second look for us, since we had the privilege of being in the booth last game with the Bears, kind of seeing them build on what they have going. They have some new players as well playing up top and throughout the pitch, so both teams kind of working in some new people and kind of just getting into the new season.
Yeah, the ball spread beautifully from right to left. My coach used to call that a grass cutter, Keely, when you just sort of hit the ball just low like that and just whips it across to the other side of the field. It seems that the Golden Bears are using that as a strategy in this match from just changing the point of attack. I've seen that from the beginning of the match. Did you see that as well?
Something's in the air today. I feel like both teams, I've seen more balls clipped across the field today in this first, we're almost 30 minutes in, than I think I saw all of last game. I'm shocked people don't spray the ball more on this field. It's such a big pitch and great grass. It's tempting to just want to clip the ball all over just for the fun of it.
Keely. That was some wonderful footwork. Some wonderful footwork there. Nimbly running past and beating two Golden Bears defenders before trying to curl his effort into the upper right-hand corner. That was Hassan Alazaki, who his head coach mentioned as one to watch. That was something to watch just now. That was nice.
He was just giving us a little spark of what's to come. Oh, let's see. Thought we might hear a whistle right there, but it's gonna play on.
Guzman to Mota. Mota to Guzman.
Seeing a little bit of pressure from this Sac State front line.
That one didn't have enough pace on it and was not directed the way I think it was intended by Jack Bowers. But the Golden Bears have it back at the feet of Guzman, who's looking maybe to spray Duncan, who's over the top, and Ian, if he can bring this down. Could this be?
Just a little, I don't know if a lot heavy on the touch, but you love the idea, that ball whipped in by Guzman. We've been really seeing him get comfortable in the midfield, taking off the dribble, spraying people in. And Duncan just loved the idea, tries to take one out of the air. That's a tough touch. Just gets a little popped up on it and runs out on him. But
yeah, it's not easy to do. That's a tough technique.
It is not.
You have two options when that ball comes over that. One is you want to go for glory and bang it one time, right? Or two, I mean, you just got to bring it down out of your, like just, off the top of your foot, bring it down, or off the inside of your foot. One to control, two to finish. That would have been what Duncan would have intended to do. The touch was a little heavy, but that's not an easy technique.
That little caress, try to kind of, they always say when you're little, elevator it down, just escort it to the ground. So much harder than it looks, especially with a ball coming from such distance. But why do I have the feeling, Dr. Ty, if that were you would crack that one for about 27 out off the one time.
I'm going to go for glory?
Well, what someone could do is, the first option is you could just crack that away from goal, just backside. Maybe just throw a bike in there. Why not? I mean, I think we got to get you out here in as at least a scrimmage or something.
I agree, Keels. I agree.
So
does my children.
You're so close by. I'll organize it. I'll jump in on it. I'd love to.
Well done by Marco Broja playing sweeper.
Yeah.
Keeper sweeper.
Carmichael said, "Can you grab this one for me real quick? I need a little breather." Been defending a lot already this weekend. Notably, Carmichael's missing his partner in crime. We've yet to see Wyatt Myers, the other star central defender for the Bears, notably absent from this Cal lineup. He was the 2023 Pac-12 Defender of the Year and was rightfully named to the ACC preseason watch list. Hasn't played in a contest yet for the Bears, but I'm sure they hope to work him in very soon here.
Justin Knighton. And number 25, Isaiah Thomas.
We have some substitutions, Keely. Kai Jarbaka, who's joined the fray, number 4. Number 7, Justin Knighton has also come on. And number 25, Isaiah Thomas, is now on the pitch. Affirming cheers from the Golden Bears crowd, appreciating Bo Morrison's strong header. He's a freshman, but he didn't look like a freshman on that play there. He looked strong and composed. Giving away, Sac State seeking to exploit the space that's in front of them. Number 10, Hassan Al-Sakati is looking more and more comfortable, Keely.
Yeah.
Al-Sakati is looking more and more comfortable. He's a tall, lanky midfielder there, right? A lot of times, taller players are a lot of times as a striker or maybe as a defender.
Yes,
but he's
I will
in the
say
midfield.
that it is fairly rare to see a taller player on a team be in the midfield. It's not super common. Whatever the reasoning is, you don't see that often. He definitely stands out due to his size, but not even just the size. It's just the size and the position he's in. You know, the height comparison between him and Gaku is quite significant there. Definitely would be I'm sure Gaku's trying to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible for him because that height matchup is not in his favor.
That's beautiful work. That's beautiful work. And that foul because the Golden Bears were in. The ball was spread. Beat his defender, left him there, and was in through on the Sac State defense, but for a large bit of jersey that was then grabbed.
Yeah, it's smart move to make the tactical foul there. He really seemed in on goal, good angle, didn't have anyone covering that right side, and he did have a runner coming into the box with Zaliet, so just best to play it safe there and slow him down with a little bit of a tug, and this will be a free kick now for the Bears.
Ball's lofted in. I think it may elude everyone, and it does. For those who are less familiar with the soccer rules, a person can get a yellow card, which is a warning card, if you will, but if they get a second yellow, then they will be given a red card, which would mean that they would have to leave the field, and their team would then play with one less player. So a yellow card early in the match, which now Sac State have 2 of them, can be to the advantage of the Golden Bears because that means that their defenders have to be a bit more cautious to ensure they don't get a second yellow. Knighton looking to get into the match. Windsor throwing in for his team. Nice crowd here today as well. Really good group of folks here. They're enthusiastic.
Substitution out of the game, number 27, Malcolm Zaliat. In the game, number 10, Nanso Timabua.
Zaliat starting the match today. We're making way for number 10, Nanso Adimabua, who is a striker that when he gets going, he is a major threat to any defender. He's one to watch. He's one that Coach Jacob Wilson, assistant coach Jacob Wilson mentioned today as someone they're really hoping can get going and get his confidence.
I have to interrupt because I love the attempt. It didn't quite, wasn't executed, but I do love the attempt there. That was number 21 forward Donovan Sessom. So we haven't talked about yet, but I had been meaning to bring up. He currently is the lone goal scorer for Sac State this season, tallying 1 in their last matchup against Utah Valley. They weren't quite able to walk away with the result, but he started his Sac State career ready to go in the first 5 minutes, put one away, a upper right corner banger in his first game with Sac State. He spent his freshman year at UNLV before making the move back home to Sacramento, where he's from, and joining the Hornets. And he was noted for his athleticism and ability to get at players, and we just saw a little bit right there. He went for the behind-the-back nutmeg. So he went to go for the pull behind the back into the nutmeg, and I don't know if I've ever seen that successfully pulled off, at least in live action. Maybe once in Champions League, maybe.
But as an attacker and someone that has a little flair yourself on the pitch, Keely, you just appreciate the effort.
I respect the effort.
This is promising for the Golden Bears. Space and time available as they mount their attack on the right flank. Ball played out wide, overlapping run. Ball whipped in, looks a little heavy, and it is.
Just way to pass here for the Bears. Just the one thing that's kind of been killing them. Way to touch and way to pass a little bit, both. But so close because they're getting in these good areas. They're getting really good numbers forward. I feel like we're seeing a lot of Bears get into the attacking third and in the box. It's just that pass finding them. And they got great height, so they might be a little too excited. Really trying to take advantage of it, these lofty crosses. But it's early in the game. We're still in the first half. Just getting into the 40th minute. So there's time to kind of find their way with those balls.
Speaking of good high key, I just want to make note. I know we mentioned number 10, but Sac State also have a number of other players who are pretty tall in the center of the pitch. Number 4 there, it's number 6 is pretty tall, and number 11, number 21 is not short either, right? So this is a game where you got strength and height on both sides. Ball carried over, nobody on the back end of it.
I will say, good awareness there from the keeper, Leonard, because I thought maybe that's going to be, he seemed like he put the arm up, knew the clearance, and let that one run through.
Good ball. Good ball there, whipped in again by Mota, who instead of using his Mota that time, decided to use his left foot, curling the ball in. Less speed, more wise decision.
In the game, number 9, Simon Vaca
Yeah, seeing the Bears using this width, whipping balls in, just haven't yet to really connect on one. But when off the foot, these balls are looking great. It's just a little more precise, but so close in the idea.
In swinging corner at the back post. Taken well. Taken beautifully by Leonard.
Good grab there by Leonard. He really climbed up there, beat Carmichael to that. And Carmichael, very good with his head, so not an easy matchup by any means, but he really made that look like an easy cleanup.
Leonard wearing the fluorescent pink jersey, standing out on the green grass.
Yeah.
Good take there by number 21, but then wasn't able to finish the control. Ball played into Adamabua. Time is moving quickly, Keely. We went to the 42nd minute.
It really is.
This game is moving along swiftly.
I feel like we just got here. Not to say that it's been action-packed. That's, I think, a good sign.
They say time flies when you're having fun. I'm enjoying this time with you, with my Voice of Cal Soccer teammate, Keely Roy. And score is still 0-0, 0-0, as folks across the pond may say. But this match is not short of action here as Sac State have a driving run there by number 5, Jared Wilcott, who then loses it and then gets it back and then attempts to give it away.
Yeah, still a couple minutes, but still plenty of time to get a goal here. And I think for both teams, you'd love to go into the half up 1.
Mota, this time using his pace.
Ref's gonna say play on there.
This match between the Golden Bears and the Hornets is the first between the two programs since 2018, when the Golden Bears won 6-2 in a match that was played at Avaya Stadium, now PayPal Park, excuse me. So they haven't played in a while. It's been a couple of years, about 6 years. You would think it would play it more recently since we're so proximate to each other. Only about an hour and a half drive.
Yeah, not far at all. Easy bus drive. But I think it's because there's just so many teams in Northern California, in California in general, that you could just play locally and have a full season of pretty good matchups, really, truly. So you often see some teams don't play each other for large periods of time. Oh, good look here.
Could this be? The crowd said shoot it, and shoot it he did, except that his shot was not as powerful for Bao as he would have hoped, nor was it in a location of the goal that was going to trouble the goalkeeper, a special goalkeeper of the ilk of Learned.
Yeah, I think promising opportunity, just that last final action. The Bears are just coming up short a little bit there. Feels like they might be forcing it a tad. I don't know if you would agree with that, Dr. Ty. It feels sometimes just they looking for an opportunity, and maybe the shot's just not quite the angled, an easy angle, or ball's just a little overhit. That one kind of falling in that same scenario. Oh, they're not ready to give in yet, though. Oh.
Corner. I think that's going to be a corner.
This might be
Wonder if it can be taken in the next 15 seconds. We'll have to get the ball quickly.
Corner kick.
Okay.
Looks like they've stopped the clock as Sac State ran in a hurry to get the ball back to them. So the referee has stopped the clock to ensure that the corner can be taken in the next 9 seconds before the end of the half. No stoppage time here in college soccer. We stopped right at 45 minutes, and the ball is curled in now. Left-footed corner.
7, 6, 5, 4.
That one would have been
3,
called back anyways.
2,
Referee
1,
says that's going to be a
0.
kick, but that'll end the half for us.
At the half, the score is tied 0-0.
Pounce on it, get some counterattack opportunities. So I'm excited to see a little bit more even. And oh, wow. And I guess I couldn't have spoke at a better time. Sac State decides to open with the shot on goal. You don't see that very often, but actually wasn't too far off the frame there.
Keita, I would call it a warning shot.
Yeah.
A warning shot for the second half of this match. Our audience should know that as the Hornets are now, in this match playing against California, it's actually their first match against a Power 4 school since they opened up their 2022 season. Washington. But don't tell the Hornets that. They are here to play, and this match is delicately poised. In fact, Sac State also held results over other Power 4 opponents, including Stanford, whom they've beaten 3 times and drawn once, and they've also beaten Oregon State 3 times and drawn twice. So Coach Michael Lindenberger didn't come here, just to sort of just hang around and have a good time. They believe that they can win this match, and they're playing like so. What do you think?
I don't think there's any better way to put it. They're playing as if they believe and that they can win this match, and that is so important. The classic Carmichael's kind of trademarked the little back heel cutback as he's defending face to goal at this point. I think I've saw him do that exact same move in the same spot last game against Denver. Little clever play from the center back there. But yeah, I'm excited to see even more of this Sac State offense. They look dynamic in the first half, and I feel like they've got a little edge on them. Maybe that's coming off last season, a new group of players. I think that they have an exciting look with what they've got so far and what we're seeing. And that's not to say that Cal hasn't had a lot of opportunities as well. They definitely have. If anything, they probably may have had a couple more opportunities, but just haven't been able to quite get clean opportunities. So they'll be looking to keep adding in this half and really turn a lot of these, like you like to call them, half chances into full opportunities, because they're right there to have the ability to do so.
My observation from the first match, Keely, and also from today, and just even based on my conversation with some of the staff members of Cal, a team has to also figure out how they score typically, right? There are sort of trademark goals that good teams typically score, right? And when you have that sort of go-to approach, you know that that's a way that you can typically find the back of the net. And then you may have other sort of creative or sort of flares or other moments that you may score differently. But I think teams have to find their footing and know how they want to score. And the Golden Bears, I think, are trying to figure that out.
Yeah. You talked about the last game, and I think that is something that is important to know. Not that you can't score in a variety of ways or, depending on the day and the game, but I think there is a lot of truth to the fact that teams have styles offensively and in scoring patterns that work for them, and you got to find those. And people say you scout or whatever, but when you're comfortable and you know where your strengths are and how to best use that, you're going to score the most goals when you figured out what works for you. And I think they are definitely working on trying to figure out what that looks like for them at this point.
Yeah, and not dissimilar from other sports, right? We know that we got folks who are watching soccer who may be familiar with the basketballs or the American footballs and other sports where, some teams are a running team in football or they a long bomb, or in basketball, the Golden State Warriors, for example, they're three-pointers versus, a team that may have someone big inside who goes inside the paint. Similarly in soccer, there are certain teams that have a particular style. The Manchester Cities have, the passing, knocking the ball around, and then almost passing the ball into the net. Cal and Sac State, I think, are trying to figure that out as well. How do we typically score?
And I think player personnel is a factor in that as well. What kind of players you have dictates what kind of style really you can play successfully. So with new players, freshmen, transfers, you need time to really figure that out. These guys only showed up on campus 2 weeks ago. For these coaches, this might be their first time seeing some of these guys play in real life, and that's very different than watching some footage on YouTube. So getting to see how they work with the players they have and finding that, because the pairing of players is so crucial in creating these dynamic attacks between your midfield forward interactions. It's all just big puzzle, really. So
speaking of midfield forward interaction, that was a striker wingback interaction with Mota and Adamabua on different pages. Again, an example of what we just described, right? And in my pre-match conversation with assistant coach Jacob Wilson, he talked about just, the difference of intensity between a match and practice, right? That you can try to, sort of simulate it in practice, but, the consequences are higher in a match. And so there's also that element, right, of really sort of getting into match fitness and match sharpness. And Sac State is looking sharp here down the left flank for ball that's looping. That's a dangerous shot. Important interception there. I'm not sure how late Marco would have seen that as goalkeeper. That ball was heading to the bottom left corner of his goal.
I think that could have been super dangerous, like you said, just because of where the ball originated on the strike. It was actually kind of being blocked by the back line. I don't think Burgers would have had a chance to see it until it was basically on him. That's going to be a reaction save, even if it's that far away, just because of the location. So,
Key, this is a great example of what we talked about, the 10 yards. You saw the referee in his bright orange jersey there marching 10 yards, right? And then spraying on the ground where the players need to be, and the ball's whipped in. Now, that's a dangerous cross. Good-looking cross by number 10, their danger man, Hassan Asakadi.
Yeah, we've seen a good amount of him in the first half. I'm sure he'll be more involved in the second half as well as they look to get their first here. Oh.
That's trouble. Good-looking strike there. Left-footed stroke by number 21, Donovan Sessoms. And Marco Broger is rightfully asking questions of his defense and saying, let's not let that happen. That's not an easy shot to save if that's on frame.
No, and if you watched any of the Sac State highlights, you know what Sessoms can do. He had arguably a banger in their last contest, and he looks like he might be hungry for more today. He switched out of the bright yellow cleats, now wearing a more conservative black pair, but maybe that's the change he needed. He's came out the second half firing.
Keely, and frankly, Sac State have looked the better team in the first 7 minutes of the second half.
I would agree with you there, Dr. Ty. This first couple minutes, they have really been getting numbers forward. They've had shots from a couple different angles now a corner. they've looked really dangerous, more dangerous than they did in the first half. I think they've had some much better chances just in these first couple minutes than they did all last half. They had that one really good opportunity with Kelly off the half volley that was tipped over by Burgers, but besides that, they were fairly quiet in terms of shots, but now really picking up here. And this is I thought this was a corner, but it's actually a free kick.
It's a free kick. It's a yellow card that was actually
Just
given to
outside-
Isaiah Thomas.
Just
of Cal.
outside the box. And they're going to have a little discussion here. It looks like maybe we might see some little trick play or something's been adjusted. So
Keely, I feel that the first goal in this match is going to be critical. That's danger. That's another really, really, really good ball clipped over. You would like to just get the foot on the end of it. Not sure what happened there, but if he knocks that back across goal, it's on for Sac State.
I agree. I think if you're Sac State right now, you want to keep the pressure high on the Bears. Don't let them get out of their half here and keep trying to get to goal. And you can see they're pushing Kelly up now in that 9 position. Sessum's right behind him, and they're putting the pressure on here.
Bears break the pressure a little bit with Carmichael now spraying it wide, and that's one of the good things and challenges of pressure is that you can help to sort of direct the team where you want it to go. But once they break out of it, it also creates space.
Yeah. If you're the Bears, definitely want to try to get the ball into the feet of Carmichael. You know, Bo Morrison been great for the Bears in his freshman debut season, but a lot of pressure there with Sessums and Kelly on him, and so definitely want to get Carmichael involved with that senior leadership. Get him on the ball. Oh,
good look across. Could it be? Could it be? It's there. Go, 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 Golden Bears. Giancarlo Mota with the finish against the run of play. Ball is speared over there. He gets just enough space there to make that ball, make it a strike that I believe he'll be remembered for many days to come. Keely, left-footed strike. Good and important goal for the Golden Bears.
A crucial goal. Couldn't have come at a better time. We were just talking about how the Bears looked almost a little flat right there. They were under a ton of pressure from Sac State, getting a little bit behind in the run of the play of the game. We were just talking, we're like, oh, things might be turning towards Sac State's way. Counterattack moment. They're able to create a good opportunity. It's on that second one from Mota. Clinical finish. Gets it done in a big moment. And the Bears are on top 1 goal after not really dominating this half. And that's the thing with soccer. You never know. It's not always what it looks like.
Keely, we mentioned Mota in the first half, him getting forward, him doing some good things. The foundation was built for that goal in the first half. His confidence, him being able to get forward, be in a position to receive the ball from Adimabua, who laid it off for him and made a great assist, and he took it well. But Sac State's looking to equalize quickly and creating space there again by number 10.
Sac State is not backing down from this one.
Shot, deflection,
I think
corner.
That's a corner. Definitely took a deflection there. I like the move by Sac State to come back out attacking. They had a lot of momentum, concede that goal, which is unfortunate for them, but they come back out. Now they're back with a corner. The best decision I think they can make there, not come and drop back in or drop their heads, just keep attacking because they had so much momentum and it is still there despite being down a goal. They just got to find their own opportunity to capitalize on it.
Yeah, Cal's goal was in many respects against the run of play, so Sac State's still in this. And still playing well. Nice high header by Justin Knighton, rising mightily. Well taken there. Broger. There was almost a sense of a sigh of relief as well from the crowd, Keely.
Yes.
Just being around the fans a little bit during halftime, there is almost a sense of expectancy from them. And if I'm honest, as someone who has an affiliation and, an allegiance to Cal, though on our broadcast, certainly we try to be as unbiased as we can. Adimabua, I'll come back to that. Adimabua with the ball.
Good work by Adimabua to stay on sides there.
Yeah, beautiful ball. Sprayed to Thomas. Thomas finding teammate there, number 31, Cortez. Cortez, Jabaka.
Seeing some new faces on the right side for the Bears. Number 16, Ellie Wax coming in, along with Isaiah Thomas, the sophomore from Schwuler, Germany.
Hear the fans there saying good touch, and that was a good touch. Number 16, Eli Watts. This is an opportunity for the Sac State team. Their balls paid over the top.
Wow, what a ball there by number 10.
That's good defending. You hear the roar of the crowd. You hear the intensity growing. The point I was going to make, Keely, is I think if you're a Golden Bear supporter or fan or a staff member, student athlete, you also want the crowd to help to dictate some of the atmosphere. This is a home game. And so your fans, I hear them. I know there's a bit of maybe a nervousness. They want the result. But fans also have to consider that they help to create the atmosphere.
Yep.
Right? This is the time where you want to hear Go Bears on 3. You want to hear a cheer. You want to hear a drum. You want to hear something that says we're with you.
Yeah, and I think Cal definitely could benefit from some of that energy right now. It's been definitely more on the Sac State side. The benefit for the Bears is they're winning this match despite maybe not having as much of the ball at the moment.
Yeah.
They're looking to get back into it now, though.
Yeah. The crowd's into it for sure. Just a little pensive.
Yeah.
Knighton making a good run. Referee wants nothing to do with that.
He says, play on.
Play on.
Fans not quite so sure they like that decision, but.
Yeah. Speaking of atmosphere, Keely, again, I'm a Liverpool fan. Fresh game today at home for Arne Slot, their new manager, Liverpool's new manager. And there was a difference in the feel of the stadium and the crowd, different from Jurgen Klopp, right? Just the sound, the tempo. And so I used that reference again, to help us to think about the atmospheres in a stadium, right? There's a feeling, belonging, and support has a feeling. And you can feel when your crowd is nervous. You can feel when they believe. You can feel when you have their support. You can feel when they're excited. And so I just think the Golden Bears have given their team, their fans, a bit more impetus to cheer. But certainly that relationship also between team and fan every season has to be cultivated.
Most definitely. It's a two-way street. Good results bring out fans, but also fans can help with good results.
2-2, Knighton with space and looking to shoot if he left. Knighton off the post. That's a good stroke by Knighton. Knighton running, using his guile as well as pace, sort of swivel from his right to his left and struck the ball with a left-footed rocket that ricocheted off the top of the post.
Yeah, Knighton coming in, making an impact after not entering the match in the first half. Good opportunity and really a great finish, kind of full speed pressure on his hip and able to get off a really clean shot. And I think that one looked like it would have beat Leonard if it was just hadn't been just tipped over by the bar. So a good opportunity. Sac State a little bit on their heels now at the moment.
To our earlier conversation, Keely, about how you score, each year and each team, you also have to determine who scores for you, right? In the last match for the Golden Bears, initially there was a question on the score sheet that said team goal, or some thought it may have been an own goal, but that goal has actually been attributed to Bo Morrison with an assist from Malcolm Zalizit. And the reality is that in this match, now you have Mota who's gotten the score sheet, right?
Yeah.
And so it's good to have folks who are scoring and getting the confidence to know that they can score, and for their teammates to know they can rely on them.
Yeah, and it's maybe a bit of a shocker to fans, as Morrison is a defender on the stat sheet, and he also is currently playing in the center back position. He's on the ball now, but has been really good in the back in that center back position for the Bears, which is no easy feat as a freshman, and but ends up walking away with the goal. So what a debut for him.
Absolutely. Ball sprayed nicely to Thomas. Looking to exploit the flank there. Plays back inside. Golden Bears looking to change the point of attack, and then nice little turn and back out wide to the right. Thomas again finding some space, maybe to chip that over. Saves it. That's really good work by Thomas. I'm sorry. That's just excellent, Keely. I mean, you know, those are the efforts that a head coach and a staff appreciates, because that ball was really close to going out for touch, and he stretched full length to just get it over and win a corner for his team.
Just slide, just gritty to slide there. And gritty, but also the skill required to slide and save that ball. You know, you're sliding, the ball was sliding, and still managed to keep that in. It really was terrific. And, you know, like you had mentioned, coming in off the bench, these are the plays that make you stand out from a coaching perspective.
Corner, ball knocked back. When you slide it out also, Keely, it's nice to have this wonderfully manicured carpet
yes, it is.
that the teams play on. Shout out to our facility staff who you know, do such a wonderful job. I know you mentioned that this pitch is wonderful to play on, right, Keely?
It is.
It's beautiful, and it makes it easier to, you know, have a good touch and also be confident that you can slide and not get hurt. Adima Bull is in. Could it be? Sweeper keeper.
Yeah. I was going to say excellent goalkeeping, but I'm actually going to go with excellent defending by Sac State's keeper there, Mac Lerner. That was a great decision for him to come off the line there. I think if he doesn't, that's likely a goal with Nonzo. I'm running right at him full speed, and you're backing off. That's never a position you want to be in. Good decision to come out. He quite far came out for that one as well.
Yeah, that's really good work. You know, back in the day, goalkeepers weren't as good with their feet as they are today.
No,
goalkeepers now are like a 11th defender, right? He was well positioned, swift off his line, and ably covered for his defense with what was a defense splitting ball to Adima Bua. A loose touch there, allow Sac State to nip in.
What took away what arguably I thought was going to be a great opportunity for the Bears.
Thomas asking for it and creating space with the run. Adima Bua looking to continue what has been a good spell for him on the pitch in the second half. He's growing in confidence. Ball's through. That's nice. Knights in. Oh, that's good work. Oh! Skewed over. That could have gone anywhere. Your heart is in your mouth if you're a defender. You never want to score your own goal. But those are the balls that are really tough. It looks like he maybe did a little bit of cramp as well. That happens as well as a player, where just your feet start to get a little heavy and you're trying to swing to cross it. I'm sorry, to clear it, but the ball can end up anywhere. And the worst place for it to end up is the back of your own onion bag.
Oh, yeah. That is a major jump scare if you're the Sac State defense. You hate to give one up like that after playing arguably really well in the second half. So get lucky that actually clears the bar. I thought for sure that might be sneaking in. It had a weird spin to it.
Danger there. Could be. Ooh, good effort there. Keith, I had a thought. You know, young people today talk about being in their bag, right? You know, but in soccer you talk about in the onion bag or the back of the onion bag. And you don't want to be in your own bag as far as, you know, giving up an own goal, right? That's the wrong in your bag, huh?
No, yeah. I think that's one of the funniest things when I talk to people who maybe aren't soccer fans or don't watch a lot of soccer. When they see own goals, they are so appalled. They're like, how could you do that? I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's really hard to score an own goal in basketball or football. But to keep it fair, it happens, and it's a part of the game, because when you're in your own half, especially in a situation where the ball's bouncing around, everyone's trying to just get a touch on it some of the times. And if you don't clear that, someone else might be hitting it in. So you got to go to clear it. And every once in a while, you end up in that horrible position when your clearance just finds the back of the net and you're thinking, oh no. But Sac State lucky to keep that one out there. And they're back attacking now.
They're back attacking.
They're not
Keely.
letting these things get to them emotionally, which I think is a great sign for this team of new players. Great mindset, and that they've really bounced back from any setbacks the game's kind of thrown at them so far. I like the continued resilience.
Keely, the Sacramento State Hornets. People need to know the Hornets. You know, you know, the Hornets are continuing to buzz. They're buzzing around the girl. They're not giving up. I have a little affinity with that name. The club that I grew up playing for in Bermuda, the Dandytown Hornets, share a similar name. So,
yeah.
and Dandytown don't quit. And Sac State are in this match. This is a opportunity here. Oh, not cleanly taken there by Brugger.
And I had almost written the play off. I thought that it was going out of bounds, but that, like, the side volley there from, I think it was Ali Sanas Haas, was like, he clipped the outside of it, so he didn't really get a good hit on it. So I thought immediately, oh, it's just going to trickle out of bounds. Broger's going to shell right about. But it actually started taking a dip towards that inner post, and I was, oh gosh, this might be a weird, like, dipping opportunity. And Broger able to get a hand on it, not able to really grab it though, which kind of shows you it more of a half chance than it probably appeared.
Substitutions.
This is an opportunity again. Keeley off the post.
Wow. Now that was close. It's about as close as you can get without scoring. I think that looked like Broger wasn't able to get a hand down to it, and then it gets lucky, bounced off that inner post, not even inner post, and goes across the face of the goal. Cleared out. Cal on their heels with right now, though.
Long throw into the box. Cleared, but only to number 19, who gives him a little barbecue chip there.
Well, something I did see on that scout was that long throw by Sessoms. We got a nice little scout on our own over here. Shout out to everyone helping it make happen in the booth, and they let us know what we should be looking out for, and I forgot about it, but they said, oh, don't worry. We've got it for you.
We do our research.
Yeah.
We do our research.
Got to. We try our best.
Great to be at a wonderful research one university.
Yeah.
University of California, Berkeley. And in sport, we do our research as well, right,
Yeah.
Keeley? It's not just journal articles
No,
and
yeah.
the professors, you know, the publications. We've done our research, and these are two really great universities. You know, Sac State, led by Dr. J. Luke Wood, a colleague of mine. Actually, I have great respect for him and the work that they're doing at Sac State. You should also know that their athletic director, Mark Orr, Keeley, is actually a Cal football alum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a chance to meet him this summer.
Small world.
Yeah, I meet him this summer with some of other colleagues there from Sac State. Oh, squared over there, another corner. Yeah, there's some good work there at Sac State.
Corner kick. Go.
Well, the Bay is very connected. It's funny how you often go somewhere and see a Cal alum or another local school, and a lot of times these people still working to kind of add to this athletic landscape across the Bay Area, which is great to see.
One note I think it's important to also highlight about Sac State and the great work of Dr. J. Luke Wood, and we'll shoot it after this corner, which is coming over.
See what Cal can make happen with this one.
In swinging corner. Referee has spotted something.
He's quick to jump on that. That'll be a free kick, but looks a little bit more like a goal kick just based on the location, but it is indeed a free kick.
Keely, our audience should know that actually on June 6, 2024, the Sacramento State Assembly honored Sacramento State with a floor resolution declaring the university the state's first black serving institution. So just a little bit of DEIBJ insight as well. You know, shout out to Dr. J. Luke Wood for the work that they're doing there. They can't qualify for the federal status of being an HBCU, a historically black college university, or a predominantly black institution designation, but the work that they're doing enrolling black students is notable. So great things happening there. Great things happening here at our institution under our new chancellor, Chancellor Rich Lyons, who is a supporter of athletics. He was at the play as a student, actually Cal's first chancellor, who was also a student here as an undergrad.
Really?
So, yeah, amazing things happening at both of these universities with our chancellor and with their president and also their athletic director for Cal Connection. And have to give a shout out to our athletic director, Jim Knowlton, who's doing great work here at Cal.
Small world sports is. It's hard to get away from the beautiful game. What can I say? I'm back here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Oh, what a ball there by Morrison.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
The freshman just playing like a seasoned junior, but
Ali Watts is also playing like a seasoned player, freshman, but he's doing some good work there as well.
yeah.
Playing with confidence, playing with guile, 5'9", Oakland, California native.
Right in his backyard.
It's a beautiful thing.
Truly.
You get to play for your home club,
It is.
home school. It's a chance here, Beer squaring.
Quarter game, Cal.
We've seen some good defensive stops today, I will say. We're getting to show on the back line, which isn't always the first thing that jumps out on the stat sheet to you, but there's been some good saves. Another one right there, but Carmichael a little bit ago down in the right corner for the Bears slid to kept that one in. Defenders not to be ignored today. Important in this matchup, a close one, only 1-0, Cal leading, but it's been a tough fought battle and very close so far, despite Cal being up one.
Another corner here, Golden Bears, great punch. That's the stuff of being a great goalkeeper, knowing not just how to do certain things, but when to do certain things, rather to catch it, to punch it. He knew that was the time to punch it, and punch it he did with excellence.
Yeah, you can see, the fifth year, you can see both his leadership and his ability coming off a great 2023 campaign. He's been big for the Hornets today and coming up with some big-time saves and just really being all over the place. He's been in the net. He's been out in the field sweeping up balls. Not much more you can ask from your keeper.
It's a good ball.
Ooh, he's going to be
Screen,
challenged
baby,
again
on
here.
the ball, on the ball. Could this be for Thomas, who's hitting? Could it be?
Cal looking like they want another one, making the most of these opportunities.
And they need another one, Keely.
Yeah.
I don't think that 1-0
I don't think 1-0
sufficient.
might be enough will be enough to close out this game likely.
Cross.
That final decision for Cal.
Watts.
Just maybe a little more composure in the box for them and in getting that final pass. The last one just missed. But
Mota, the goal scorer, working hard.
good work by the Sac State back line.
This is an important tackle there.
rid of that.
And it was made.
Liked what I've seen from Morrison so far, the freshman. Filling big shoes to fill, replacing the Cal senior Myers, who's currently not appeared yet for the Bears. And that's a tough spot to fill. And at the center back, I feel like it's a role that has so much pressure naturally built into the position, and it's typically reserved for older players. So for Morrison to be able to step in as a freshman and play really well so far, along with Carmichael, he's got a great mentor in Carmichael, no doubt. But good work from him and the goal already.
It's good defending by Knighton. It's not just about attacking when you play as a forward or as an attacking midfielder. That sort of just tussle there prevents Sac State from making any inroads down the right flank, and he did really well there. That should be commended.
Yeah.
Picking up the ball, number 10 again, the danger man, setting up his team. Number 10, Hassan Alasaki, is a baller. You can tell he wants the ball. We're in the 75th minute, and he's still asking for the ball in the middle of the pitch, marshaling play for his team. I can see why his head coach said he is an important player for them. If you joined us later on in our broadcast, the score is 1-0 to the Cal Golden Bears. The goal was scored early in the second half by number 3, Giancarlo Mota, defender, who got forward and finished off an effort that was assisted by Nonso Adimabua. But the Golden Bears haven't had it all their way today. In fact, both teams have really had their chances with shots, 11 shots for Sac State, with 4 shots on goal, 4 corners. I mean, they have had the opportunity, some opportunities as well. The Golden Bears having 10 shots and 6 shots on goal. Yeah. They've also had 11 corners. And so this game is still delicately poised, though the score is 1-0 to the Golden Bears here at Edwards Stadium in Berkeley, California.
I'd say it's been an attacking-heavy game thus far. We've seen a lot of attacks from both teams. I'm slightly surprised it's only 1-0, honestly, with how much both teams have really been getting forward throughout the game thus far. So I don't see it staying 1-0. I think there's definitely more goals on the table. It's with the chances we've seen just in the last couple minutes. Say both teams would like to add one here.
Both teams would like to add one, and in bringing on Rohan McGallock, the Golden Bears have brought on someone who last season was able to find the back of the net.
Yes.
So that's nice for Coach Leonard Griffin to be able to go in his bag and to bring on someone who hasn't seen the pitch yet, who's fresh and can score. But speaking of bags, I already told you number 10 is key to Sac State, and he is in his bag today.
Yeah, Al-Ghassati has been so dangerous for the Hornets. Great mastery of the ball, good in spraying his teammates as well, and has just been all over the pitch for them, getting the ball in a bunch of different areas. With his tall, lanky frame, you don't expect him to be maybe as mobile and as crafty, really, as he is. But he's doing it all for them at the moment. Hasn't put one in the back of the net yet, but he's knocking on the door. Ooh.
Trouble here, could be a shot. Shot! Blocked. Well done there for Golden Bears. Important deflection by Adrian Guzman. Shot there by number 4, Brian Gutierrez, who's pushing forward there. He's a defender, but finding himself in an attacking region, and that shot didn't look like a shot of a defender. That was well directed, good technique, and it asks questions.
Giving a forward. They got a corner now, but that all started with Sessoms on that left side, getting around the corner and serving in a pretty good cross that had to be saved by Broger.
Important little flick there.
Carmichael just getting enough on it to send that one out of bounds. Sac State has really been making Carmichael in the back line work to keep keep 0 on that side for Cal.
Keith, I want to give a shout out as well to my colleague at Sac State. They're a Senior Associate Athletic Director for DEI and SWA, which is DEI, obviously Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, but also SWA stands for Senior Women Administrator, Pam Zerfers-Hubbard. Had the opportunity to meet her this summer, did some work with her and the Sacramento Kings. They hosted a DEI professional development session there at the Sacramento Kings basketball facility, and it was great to be able to meet a number of other leaders in the space doing good work in the Bay Area. So it's just, this is not just about great soccer programs and academics. There's a holistic approach to the work that's being done on these campuses that I think is evident in some of the remarks that we've given today and the work that they're doing on the campus.
Yeah, it's great to be able to hear from you who has experience in those rooms with the people that are directly impacting student athletes' lives on and off the field. And it's so important what you guys do, and it's great to hear that you spent part of your summer, technically your time off, to try to meet others in your same field and continue to share ideas and make good things happen. And how fun, out in Sac, checking out some basketball. You've been doing it all this summer. I'm actually jealous. Your summer sounds a lot more fun than my summer.
Well, you had a good summer as well. You graduated.
I did.
With a master's degree, all right? And I know this work that you're doing here with us in the booth is work that you're committed to, and I know that the opportunities are going to continue to open up for you, and we're so grateful to have you with us here as an alum, but also as a leader of your generation and as a broadcaster, just emerging and beginning to thrive in the work that you just love. If you know Keely Roy loves soccer. She loves to talk. And so this is a wonderful combination of knowledge and excellence.
You're not the first person to say that. I get that all the time. They said, "Oh, you work as a broadcaster." It makes sense. I said, "What?" I don't know. I feel like there might be a little. I'm like, I'm gonna take that as a compliment when people tell me, but sometimes I'm like, no, I appreciate you. You give me too much credit. You hype me up too much. I haven't been here. I haven't gotten a key Leroy in so long. I feel revived already. My career's already on the up from broadcasting now that I got a signature introductory. So I'm very excited to be here. And
absolutely.
what a great place to watch and call games. We have an excellent view up here at the top of Edwards Stadium and some great contests I've seen so far. I can't complain. I have not been bored once. I have plenty to talk about, and shout out to the Cal men's and women's soccer teams for keeping my life and my job exciting.
2 substitutions that just took place. Justin Knighton and Isaiah Thomas left the pitch. In place of them, we have who has joined us, Vizzy. We like to call him Wisdom Anuoma. And we love Vizzy. He actually looks like he's playing a 6th role, Keely. I've never seen him play that role for Cal before. He's usually in the defense. But Wisdom has come onto the pitch, and Santiago Hopkins is back on as well in that right back slot that Isaiah Thomas held down ably in his absence. They've both played really well at right back.
Yeah, getting to see new faces all the time for Cal is today, which is really part of what the preseason for, and it's unfortunately often can't utilize it as much as coaches might want to with RPI, but definitely great opportunities to get new players on the field and try out some new patterns, see some new things. Now's definitely the time to try to make those things happen. And we've seen a lot of substitutions today. Both teams have gone into their bench quite a few times, and beyond that, we've seen players continuing to warm up throughout the game, so may have even more changes.
Yeah, it's interesting, and obviously the substitution patterns or even possibilities in college soccer are different from other leagues in the world. So coaches have a little bit more opportunities to bring players on and bring them back off, whereas in the Premiership and other places, you come off and that's it for the day, which is why players look frustrated when they come off, like Trent Alexander-Arnold did, and Salah looked today when they came off. They were moping, Keely, right?
Yeah.
When you got subbed back in the day, when I got subbed, I was not pleased.
It's always, no one wants to come out most of the time, unless, I'm going to take that back, though. If you've ever played at either Arizona school during the season, I've never seen people so excited to come out. Girls are running off the field on those games, and I completely understand why it gets toasty out there in that mid-fall, the middle of the day game on a Sunday. It's like maybe 2 p.m. It is like at least 100 degrees, and it's that dry heat. Yeah. And I will say they handle it so well. On the other hand, we're too blessed in Berkeley, California with this moderate climate. You go out there, all of a sudden, everybody wants to come out. Everyone's drinking water at a rapid rate. You're just consuming 5 water bottles a day. You go from 1 to 5. Yeah, so no longer be making that trip.
Yeah.
It is no longer at the end of the Pac-12, but
when the college game, subs can come back in, all right? And so once you go off, it's not the end of the day for you as far as your playing opportunity. Which
is nice. It's a great opportunity. Very, like you mentioned, very different than most, I think almost all professional leagues, at least here, have the rule in stadium where once you exit the match, there's no re-entry. So
Keely,
it does make changes a little more difficult, I would say.
For sure. Keely, we're in the 84th minute. We've got about 6 minutes to go. This is a critical time in the match. This result is not decided. Don't go anywhere. Don't change the station. Don't go off the ESPN app and go somewhere else. You do not want to miss the last 6 minutes of this match. Wisdom trying to play a ball that would hopefully seal it for his team. But Sac State look like they're going to be chasing a goal for the next 6 minutes with enthusiasm, with precision. And I anticipate they will have at least one more good chance before the end of this match.
I would like to think a couple, actually. I mean, based on how they've played and their eagerness to get forward, I would think they really hit it hard these last couple minutes, got nothing to lose, down 1-0. They're going to look to go for one, and they're already starting it.
Ooh, nice reverse little back heel to find who else? Number 10, Hassan.
Nice little back heel from Zach Giles there, the sophomore from Lincoln, California. Something funny to note is that the Sac State team is could be easily called the Sacramento home team. They have so many players from the Sacramento region. It's actually quite impressive, and they only have one player on their current roster not from California, which is not something you see often. Just one player from Chicago. Everyone else is from California. A lot of those from the Sacramento region, maybe not Sacramento, but outskirting towns of Rockland.
There's some
Granite
good soccer
Bay,
players in Sacramento.
Davis. They're a lot of
Sac
soccer.
Republic as well. They have a really good system.
Yeah.
Young people coming through.
Quite a handful of these guys out here on this Sac team have ties to Sac Republic Academy. Some of them even making some appearances with the full team as well. We talked about Kelly earlier, having made his appearance this April for them. Made the decision to come out here.
Yeah.
Take his college eligibility, come play, you know, on the men's side as well as the women's now. Sometimes see players opting to skip college. Oh, this opportunity here. Oh, what could have been?
Flick, called offside. For those of you, again, who maybe still learning soccer.
Oh. Not to interrupt, we have a little bit of a tussle in the left corner. That was definitely a little bit of a two-hand shove. I'll see what the ref here decides to go with. He said, no, it's okay. We're just going to focus on the substitutes at the moment.
And the offside happened because when Nanso flicked the ball on top of his head.
Now substitution out of the game, number 31, Israel Cortez. In the game, number 27.
Yeah, we're educating our friends who are maybe newer to the soccer game. But you got to be at or behind the defensive line before the ball is played. So before it leaves the foot of the player.
Or the head.
Or the head, whatever it is, you got to be at least even with that line before you advance past it. And it's very close a lot of times. That's why they've now instituted the famous VAR to replay plays for that in the Premier and everywhere else, but not yet for college. I think it keeps it pure as it probably needs to be.
And someone asks, why is that a rule? Well, imagine if you're a basketball fan and there's somebody who never really goes to play defense. They just stand at the opposite rim and waiting for the ball to be thrown to them, right? Just from a strategy perspective and the gamesmanship perspective, it wouldn't be ideal. So that's part of the reason for it. It brings additional precision and timing to your runs, and it's part of what makes the game really, really special.
I agree. I hate when I get called offsides, but I do agree it's a good rule.
Timabua.
Nothing like thinking you're going to score a goal and then hearing the whistle and knowing that you're offsides. It's the worst feeling, but it's, you know, it really makes you work hard for your balls in behind, truly. Cal's looking at a little bit of possession here. They're trying to slow it down. I haven't seen too much of Sac. They're a little quiet right now, which is when they need to probably get it going.
Well, Keely, there's a certain strategy in soccer where, you know, you want to get a second goal to sort of seal a match like that is you're hoping, right? But I think Coach Dana Griffin would have preferred that maybe we maintain possession, the Cal maintain possession there, because that's not a high percentage shot from the corner of the box. You want to keep possession and really just see out the match. If you're not going to win or get to 2-0, you're better off keeping the ball and having a controlled final 3 minutes to seal 1-0. And so that's the strategy at this point, right? Now you really don't even need a second goal, although it would be nice.
We're coming into those later minutes where it does start to be more of a time management situation for Cal. And for Sac State, it's a very urgent moment to get forward. And they're sitting at a good position. I mean, free kicks out of the park, obviously, just a little bit past half, but good to have the ball back in their feet.
That's a good ball. And
Sessom looks a little unhappy about that one. He wants that one back. Just too much off the head for him, but good positioning. He's in the right spot. It's a deep header, though. It is a tough header.
Keely, that one, and why he's frustrated is because he knows he got his technique wrong with that one, right? The ball came to him at pace, right? And I think he has to almost lean back and let the pace of the ball be directed by his head rather than
trying to take a little bit off that almost, which is so tough to do. But I mean, they should have if you're Sac State, you definitely should have another opportunity here if they keep attacking as they have, but just got to make the most of those opportunities, whether it's one or two in these last couple minutes. Cal is been pretty tight with their defending so far. We'll see how they handle these last couple minutes of pressure here.
Sac State looking for that one opportunity to get on the score sheet and get a result of this out of this match. Golden Bears sitting deeper now, trying to hold on.
Yeah, these are the last final minutes where you're just trying to close out this game if you're Cal. And for Sac State, it's like you're running everyone forward. Oh, he's going to want that ball back there. Just, he has Sessoms running in behind, but just over hits it there, and that just runs way out of his reach. But with Sessom's speed and goal-scoring ability, like that's exactly the player you want on the ball in a moment like this, but you cannot overplay him, especially putting him out of the frame. It's already not an ideal situation.
1 minute remaining in the game.
Final minute here. Let's see what we get in this last minute.
Nervy last minute of the match. Mota still working hard. For some, you probably want to call him your man of the match.
Yeah.
His goal and just those types of tackles and the in the 89th minute still working hard to defend.
Yeah.
He has really